It's Rise and Shine with Lady C, where we uplift, educate, and motivate. Hey, let's talk about life and faith, ministry, community, and so much more. I'm Lady C, your host. Thank you for joining me every week right here on 1580thepraise.com. Today, we are talking about all things hair. We have heard the phrase that a woman's hair is her crown and glory. Unfortunately, some of our crowns are suffering from thinning and hair loss. Did you know almost half of Black women experience some form of hair loss? However, few doctors are familiar with Black hairstyling practices, leaving many women to sort through unhelpful or even harmful advice on their own. Today, we have a dynamic and talented stylist, trichologist, hair educator, and entrepreneur with us today. She always keeps my crown adjusted. Yes, she does. And so beautiful. We have in the studio Royce Earls, owner of the Royal Hair Treatment Salon in Columbus, Ohio. Welcome, Royce, to Rise and Shine.
Hello, welcome.
We are so happy to have you here. I'm so excited, family. So listen, I always have a story. I found Royce on social media. Yes, I don't be fooling too much with people on social media because there'll be a whole lot going on. But I found her on social media during the shutdown, during the pandemic. And she was doing videos of how to take care of your hair. And she was demonstrating her services. I said, the minute this shutdown is up, I am going to book and I'm going to check her out. And family, I made my appointment. I've been rolling with Royce ever since. And I'm so grateful for your gifted hands, Royce.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so again, welcome you. So Royce, share with our listeners. Tell us, who is Royce and how did you get into this beauty field?
Okay, well, I am a master cosmetologist, and I'm coming up on my 10th year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I began doing hair. I started at Uzanaz. It's on Hamilton Road, and I was there for a year, and then I branched off and did my own thing. So
Awesome.
I've never physically worked in anyone else's salon but my own.
Wow.
And then in 2019, the Lord blessed me with my own facility.
Yes, and it is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And then I just started from there, as well as a lot of people going through different things in the pandemic. I was able to take some time and find myself and expand my business. And that's when I decided to venture off into the education to become a certified trichologist practitioner.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Royce, this is a very sensitive topic, for
Yes,
many women.
is.
I see all kind of hairstyles and you let me know, no, that's not going to work for you. And that's just being honest,
Yes.
But, again, it's a sensitive topic. And I just have a question. Why is our hair falling out, Royce? What is going on?
When you think about our hair is just like us. We've been through a lot over time.
That's good.
According to our history. Our hair is hair. However, our hair is sensitive. It needs care. It needs love. It needs to be nurtured. And when you think about how we as Black women are, we need those things. We need care. We need to be nurtured. We need to be healed. But the dynamic of what people think we are so tough. We can handle everything. That's why we're medically treated differently. So the same thing with our hair. We think that we can handle these different type of hairstyles and we want them to last so long, but over time it is causing more damage than healing. And we need to change that, and that's what I'm doing.
So what I'm hearing, we have to work the inside internally. That's good. Internally. So Royce, I was doing some research and it says that many women of color experience alopecia.
Yes.
According to a 2016 survey, about 6,000 Black women, 47.6% of respondents said they experience hair loss. A majority of respondents who experience hair loss do not even seek help from medical professionals and often go undiagnosed, according to this report. Then a nurses' health study conducted in 2018 found there was an increased likelihood of alopecia in Black and Hispanic women compared to white women.
Yes.
Wow.
So when we break down the term alopecia, there's many forms of alopecia.
Okay.
There's multiple forms of alopecia. It's not just one form of alopecia. People identify alopecia as just basically hair loss, meaning if you have a spot, the first thing someone's saying is alopecia.
Okay.
However, alopecia is an autoimmune disease, meaning there's something internally going on with your body that doctors, scientists, no one knows what it actually is. However, there are things that I specify in as a trichologist that I can determine, okay, let's start here and figure out where we're going wrong with your diet, your nutrition. Let's try to make it more personable versus just you having an individual spot.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yes.
I get that. Okay, so alopecia internally.
Yes.
So then, so talk about, I've been hearing all on the news, social media, traction alopecia. So that's a different form.
Now that's a different form. So there's like alopecia areata. Alopecia areata is like a spot form. Alopecia totalis is where you totally don't have any hair all over your body. That's brows, lashes, hair, underarm, your private area, legs, arms. And there's alopecia universalis, where it's basically universal upper. So there's different forms where hair loss can be. Okay. They're still doing research. I'm just in the position to where I want to be more proactive. Yes. I want to, when it's a small spot, let's change some things now, versus once it progresses, it may not revert back.
Gotcha. That's why it's so important, ladies, to know who is doing your hair, because Royce will say, you know what, that's not going to work for you.
We're not doing that.
And we need individuals, professionals who are going to say, you know what, that is not a healthy style. You know, I got a confession. So I had came in for appointment. I was like, oh yeah, Royce, I want to do this, and it was a quick weave. Royce was like, no, we're not doing that. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And we need more professionals who will advocate for us. You know, it's not about the money, but really just having healthy hair, you know, during this time. So are protective styles causing damage? Because I know I was one of those, let me get a quick weave, let me do this. You know, are protective styles really protective?
Well, we have to analyze the word protecting. What is it protecting?
Oh, that's good.
Is it protecting your hairline?
Oh,
is it protecting your nape?
Oh.
Is it protecting the center crown of your head?
Wow.
If it's not protecting it, it's damaging it. So we have to really analyze the words we say, and we can't mask what we want to cover up.
Absolutely.
If it's not healthy for your hairline, you shouldn't do it. If the top or the crown, there's other ways to make your hair more secure and safer, and we have to go those routes. And we as hairstylists, we have to be honest with our clients to say they can't do it.
I like that, being honest.
We have to be honest.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So braids, weaves, wigs, they give us versatility, you know. For some of us, we're like, I gotta work out, and my schedule's too busy, and you know. But I have another question, you know, with these forms of hairstyles, are we submitting to the pressures of a Eurocentric beauty standard? You know, what we see on TV, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Well, I feel like we've already had our own thing. It was taken.
That's good.
It was taken. We have our own culture and things like that. I think really when it comes to our hair, it's connected to the inside. Not just our nutrition, but our confidence as well.
That's good.
How we see ourselves in the mirror. You know, if you see yourself ideally to be represented as a European, then that's the look you're going for. But you have to be comfortable and say, hey, this is my hair. I'm beautiful. I love it. And this is what I'm going to do today. And that's where we have to start. We have to look in that mirror. And if you see a black woman in the mirror, then that's what you need to identify as. You're not a European. So our hair is not able to do certain things. But there are certain things to where we can maintain our curls healthy. If you do want to wear your hair straight, only a certain amount of time, and let it rest, you know, and let it bounce back. Just like people, we don't want to be stagnant. You don't want your hair to be stagnant either. So I don't think people are conforming when it comes to the wigs and weaves. That's been around around for so many years.
Yeah.
Even European men, they wore wigs, as far as like George Washington.
Yes.
So it's always been there. It's just we have taken it to a different extreme.
That's good.
Because we are consumers.
That's good. That's a whole nother conversation right there. Yeah, we really are.
We are consumers.
Wow. And one of the things that you were talking about, internally, and then also, like you said, having the confidence.
Yes.
We just have to embrace, who we are.
I love wearing my hair wild and free.
Yes.
And I did not start doing that until I went through my trichology program. And I wanted to wear like a headband wig, and I would, slick down my baby hairs. And the president of the school, she said, "Your hair is beautiful.
Wow.
Don't do that to yourself. Like, don't hide that, because you're hiding who you are and the hair that God gave you."
That's good.
And I started to like walk behind that.
Yes.
Like the next time I went back to school, like I had my hair out, and I just started working on defining my curls, and I just started to like see myself.
Yes.
And I love who I see.
Yes. I had an experience. I am natural, of course, as you know. And I remember when I did the big chop. During that time where everybody was doing the big chop, and I had cut my hair off, and I was natural. And you know what? I had went to work, and one of my coworkers, the sweetest guy, white guy, just the sweetest guy, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, Sharice, you look so beautiful. You look so natural." I got so many compliments.
Yes. A lot of people do. A lot of people do, because what you're doing is you're taking away from, you're seeing your face.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they don't see who they are because they have all these other things. It's like an accessory.
That's good.
Not saying we all have to be bald or have a short haircut to identify who you are, but the attachment to your hair, it doesn't define you.
Oh, that's good. The attachment to our hair does not define us.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna need to post that. So I heard you mention about a trichologist.
Yes.
So tell us, what is a trichologist such as yourself?
So I am a certified trichologist practitioner, which is the study of hair loss, scalp disorders, and diseases. So different forms of hair loss, such as alopecia, which we went over, scalp disorders such as eczema, psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, where the scalp is overactive. A lot of that has to do with, the skin being an extension of your scalp.
Right.
The skin is the largest organ on the body, so there's a lot of things that aid to that. We have to work on your liver. We might need to do a little detox and things like that. But trichology is just the form of trying to figure out. It's like between a cosmetologist and a dermatologist. It's the middleman.
Yeah, got it.
However, I still style, because I love styling. It's my first love. And then going into the paramedical. When we talked about the pandemic, that's when I found that lane, because we had to shut down.
Yes.
And that is when you really determine who you were outside of your career. Yeah. Because hairstylist was y'all always have a job. And for those 3 to 4 months,
my God,
to 5 months, we did not have a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you talk about relying on the one true God that we all serve, that's when you find out.
Yes. That's powerful. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Royce, tell us about your purpose for your business, the Royal Hair Treatment Salon. What's the purpose behind that?
I think the name literally started from an Instagram name.
Wow.
It was just, Instagram came around. I was like, what's going to be my name?
Yeah.
And I put Royal Hair Treatment as my, my tag name. And I wanted, because my name actually means royalty. So I went with Royal Hair Treatment, where everyone is treated like royalty.
Yeah.
That's my thing. And I wanted people to be in an environment where it was clean. The conversations were healthy.
Yes.
Not toxic.
Yes.
Uplifting, building.
Yes.
And it was just a good vibe. You can feel like the spirit of just peace.
Yes.
And that's what I wanted. And I didn't know that's what I wanted until I have it.
Wow.
And so I hear stories of other environments and salons, and I'm like, wow, like I really like I really have something here.
Yes. Yes.
And so the vision is just to be able to educate women when they come in, and hopefully if I don't have an answer, I'll tell someone, let me do some research. Let me get back at you. But I want my salon to always be a place of education and peace.
Yes, and that it is. I can say I'm a witness.
Well, thank you.
When I go in, I feel quite relaxed. And if she doesn't have somebody else after me, I'm walking out with her.
Yes.
So, Royce, tell us, what are the warning signs of hair loss? And, what steps can we take to prevent, or slow the process?
The first thing that I would say is, I would always ask if someone's experiencing hair loss, I would say, when's the last time do you feel like your hair was the thickest? Meaning, when is the last time you recognized like your hair was full? It was like, when do you feel like your hair was the best?
Okay.
And then we can go into, well, what happened around that time?
That's good.
Because sometimes people don't even know, like, whoa, dang, I lost a parent. I was struggling in school. I had a baby. I was going through a divorce. Like, there's so many different things that people go through that they don't realize that stress. Stress releases a hormone or a toxin called cortisone. And that goes through your bloodstream. But if you think about it, your blood travels through to every organ of the body. So if something's so toxic going to all of your organs, your whole system is just ready to shut down.
Wow.
And your hair follicles feed off of blood and nutrition. That's the source of hair.
Right.
So
stress is real. Stress.
When they say stress can kill you, it literally can. It can shut down every organ.
My goodness. So what can we do? What steps can we take to prevent?
If you are going to a professional stylist, if something hurts at that moment,
that's good.
Say something.
That's good.
Because it's a two-person thing. It's either the stylist or it's the client. If you feel some tension, say, hey, I have some people that say that to me. And, I have to ease up my tension, or I'll say, like, hey, it's not working. But you have to be honest, say, hey, this hurts. Or even if it doesn't hurt then and you take out something, let your stylist know, like, hey, it was fine when I got it done, but when I decided to take it off, this part back here was a little tight. It had bumps. If the next time, it's about a communication. If you can communicate and no one's blaming anyone, and you're actually sitting down and saying, hey, I trust you enough to trust you with my hair, then I trust you enough to make sure that everything is going to be okay from the beginning to end. And if there's certain things that you cannot have, don't get those type of styles.
That's good.
And that's okay.
Good. That's good. Royce, I remember one time, this was for you, I had gotten a wig or something, and it was with the stocking cap and glued on and sewed on to my. Let me tell you, that sucker hurt so bad. Listen, I got it done on a Friday. Monday, I was like, get this stuff out my head.
And that's actually the reason why I went into this program. And it was way before. It was about 2014. I started my first hair care product.
Wow.
One of my clients, she cheated on me, and she went somewhere cheaper, and she got a sew-in. But her head was hurting so bad. She went to the emergency room. Wow. And the doctor in the ER, he said, I can't see what's going on because you have these extensions on your hair. So she came to me, her little walk of shame, like, I didn't mean to, but I just
take me back.
Yeah, please. And as I did detangled her braids and I unraveled them, like a little piece came out, and I was like, wow, did you cut your hair? She's like, probably. I was just so upset, and I just wanted to get it out. So then I decided to comb more because it was like a beehive style, old school. By the time I got to the middle, I started removing hair. She had a spot as big as a softball.
Oh my gosh.
The girl did it so tight, and then the needle she used, she scraped it, so it was causing an infection. It was really bad. It was really bad. So she had a spot, and we worked on it. And at that point, I knew like I had a different purpose in this industry, and that's where I started.
Wow, that's powerful. Listeners, listen. If you're gonna get the weave, and what I'm hearing, if you're gonna get a weave, it's okay, or extensions, but you have to make sure that it's done correctly, properly, and then we don't keep it in for a year.
No. It is very unhealthy. It can cause mold on the scalp.
Mold on the scalp?
Because some people sweat in their scalp. If you think about it, sweating and then it's in a closed cabinet, it's like a wet apple under a sink.
Got it.
Still dripping. It's just getting worse. It's decaying. It smells. So there's so many different things that can cause like hair loss if you're not taking care of your scalp either.
Okay, that's good. So, Royce, how do we begin to grow our hair back?
Nutrition.
Okay.
I used to sell water in my salon, but it was pointless. But I just getting a case, and I just try to make sure everyone is hydrated. And we talk about how much water I've said that to you.
Yes.
About how much.
I got my water.
Got my water. How much water are we taking in? There's different fruits that have a lot of water, but when we think about how our bodies have how much water we have in our body, we're made of 70% water.
Wow.
30% everything else. But if you think about how God made the world, it's 70% water, 30% land.
That's good.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
I do. Yes.
It's for a reason.
Yes.
So we need to be hydrated, and we have to start fueling our bodies with the things that we need. And a lot of people do not know their blood type.
Oh, okay.
So I will be having a blood typing seminar soon, or like a blood typing event where I can take people's blood samples and I can give them their actual blood type. Okay. Because there's some things that benefit your blood, and there's some things that you should avoid.
Okay.
Eating.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that, because I said your hair follicles are fueled from the blood in your body. If your blood is healthy, you know, the blood doesn't flow, hair won't grow.
That's good. I like that. And speaking, that's a great segue. What additional services do you provide at the Royal Hair Treatment Salon that sets you apart?
What sets me apart is now that I have the certificate behind me as a practitioner, we've actually expanded into having a clinic as well. So there's different treatments that we do that are holistic. Rice treatments that are more for protein, aloe vera plants that's for moisture, scalp exfoliations that actually helps remove the different buildup. But then there's also different things that we have, like a lymphatic drain system, which helps, you know, move the body. Some people are not moving. Some people are at home working. Some people are sitting down. So that helps, like, you know, loosen up your body, get your blood flowing and circulating. Then we also have like a foot detox. That helps pull out the toxins from your body. You know, your feet are one of the most open pores that we have in our body. So my clinic is going to be very beneficial, especially here in the future, as far as having cranial prosthetics, which are not wigs. A cranial prosthetic is a medical hair unit.
A medical, it's called a cranial prosthetic. So
like an extension of yourself. So you know how when someone's a veteran, they lose a leg, they get a prosthetic leg.
Gotcha.
So a cranial prosthetic is a hair unit which is custom for your head. So it's a wig. But it's geared to being able to take medical insurance. So cancer, full alopecia, different things like that. That's what we're heading towards.
Awesome. So you will be able to service ladies who are dealing with cancer, who are dealing with chemotherapy.
Children as well.
Wow. All right. What's the youngest for children that you service? Or
it depends on how they behave.
Absolutely. When
it comes to children, behavior is a very high key.
Absolutely.
We make kids read books in our salon. We ask about their day at school. I have some girls that if their report card is not good, you're not getting your hair done. You're not. And now they get it together because they love it, you know. But as far as hair loss, it just depends on the parent. Because a child, you really can't have those conversations with. You have to see what's going on with the parent, because it can be a lot of different things, dysfunction going on at home, and then that's also where I can have something referred to a therapist. I'm a therapist because you know,
absolutely.
But when it gets above me, let me refer you to someone else. And then, you know, I can work as a team.
Absolutely. Yes. Can you talk about, since we were talking about, you know, therapy and things like that, can you talk about mental health?
Yes.
Does mental health affect, you know, for example, if we're struggling with anxiety, depression, does that affect our hair and how we, if you could just talk a little bit about that, our mental health and our hair care?
As far as being a hairstylist, the number one thing that I see from women, I don't service a lot of men, but from a woman's standpoint, women go through so many different things to where if they're not okay, they're not doing their hair.
Interesting.
I have clients that will be like, girl, I just kept my hair in a bun for days. Yeah. And it's a process because I have to untangle that hair. And then as I'm untangling and they're not bound up, then they're releasing how they really feel and what's going on. But having depression, it makes you feel ugly. Yeah. Postpartum makes you feel ugly. It makes you feel not yourself. Yeah. So people, they choose to do anything with their hair last. They forget it.
Yeah.
And it's like, because it still is an attachment to you. Your hair is attached to you. Okay. So when you forget about yourself, you're forgetting about your hair.
That's powerful.
Yeah, you're forgetting about your hair. Your hair is the last sign that shows something is wrong with you internally.
That's good.
That's the one key sign that's like something's wrong. Okay. That's like the last resort before it gets really, really worse. But I really try to tell women, you know, try to find out what it is that's causing you to be, if it's a person, pay attention to your body. Like when you're around certain people, how does your energy, your spirit feels around them? Because if so, you might have to cut them off.
Come on now.
Just like our ends. I tell my clients, you have to get those ends clipped every 6 weeks. Is necessary for your health. You want healthy hair, you have to cut those ends off. You want a healthy life, you're going to have to cut people off.
Right. That's
so
good.
to be in a positive space and to eliminate distractions and people that don't mean you well, you have to really get to the root of what's the problem.
What's the problem?
Because I can't do it. I can ask the questions to bring it out,
right?
But it takes that self-reflection that I said, to look in the mirror and say, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Who is the problem?
That's good.
And once you start to identify those things and you get out of that, you're going to want to be like, you know what? I want to get dressed today. Yeah. I want to put on some makeup. I want to throw some lashes. I want to feel cute today.
Absolutely.
And the more you start doing for yourself and taking care of your hair is going to love you back. Yeah. It's going to flourish. It's going to love you. It's going to hug you, you know?
Absolutely.
In a way.
Absolutely. Royce, that's so important that we take care of our hair. So can you talk about what is a routine to maintain healthy hair if your hair is thinning or if it's not, you know, like once every, you know what I'm saying? Like every 2 weeks?
So it used to be I book an appointment every 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's not necessarily the thing right now because now things have shifted. Women are not wearing relaxers as much. Yeah. That was a timely thing. Now women are wearing their hair more natural and they're taking some time for themselves. I would just say that making sure that you can even get a journal or put it in your calendar when the last time you had a trim, or you know, starting a routine on how to shampoo, detangle your hair, let the conditioner sit, and then making sure you're choosing the right hairstyle for yourself.
Awesome. So where can we find you on social media and how to book your services?
You can find me on a couple avenues. For local, I'm on Facebook as Royal Hair Treatment, and that has our location as well as our telephone number and our booking information. For those who are Instagram savvy, we are also Royal Hair Treatment, one word, and that just shows more of what I do in the salon. And then we also have expanded our platform to YouTube, to Royal Hair Treatment as well. And that's where the education platform is beginning.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you to Royce Earls of Royal Hair Treatment Salon for joining the Rise and Shine family today. Thank you for keeping me fly, cute, and together. Ladies, let's begin the journey to our overall health from the crown to the inside out. I'm your host, Lady C. With God, all things are possible. Remember, you have purpose and it's time to rise and shine. Join me weekly here on 1580thepraise.com.